The Dude Show Podcast, starring Patrick and Chris. News with Bethany Brooke Anderson, and commentary from producer Lewis and Mikey. Clothing is optional for this broadcast, so grab yourself a whatever, sit back, and prepare to eat pie like you're on death row, you son of a bitch! And without further ado, let's fire this motherfucker up!
Yes, let's do that.
So exciting.
Howdy, folks. Good to be here. Hey, nice to see all of you. Mikey, how are you, pal?
Hanging in there.
Mm-hmm. You are hanging. Chris?
I'm salty.
Oh, great.
All right. Well, I hope you're not gonna have a bad attitude during.
No.
This
I'm not gonna bring my bad attitude, but I'm a little salty tonight.
Normally what salty means. Bethany, are you? What are you?
I have a name in the intro. I feel like $1 million.
Well, you deserve it, baby girl.
Thank you. I
have
worked
earned
so
it.
hard.
Lots to get to. We got a great show for you, peeps. As you know, I like to use this first part of the show as an outlet for some of my grievances with mankind. Whether it be, parking enforcement,
Usually.
horrible parents, there's some out there, just douchebags in general. I bitch a lot.
Women.
Pat's thoughts.
Well, at other times though, I like to get deep and
You do?
bare my soul to the audience because I know I like to be relatable.
Yeah, this is trying to be authentic. Here we go.
Yeah, I do. Now, so that's one of these shows. Okay, that's one of these podcasts.
Touching.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Now, guys, as you know, I've been dating a little lady. Whose name?
Yes, you have.
Whose name shall remain nameless.
We're not going to say it yet?
Well, no, I'm not ready to. I don't want anybody to,
Yeah.
track her
You
down.
are-
No.
Yeah, you're an important guy.
I've seen her audience on
Keep it
Facebook.
safe.
I don't want them knowing her name. Okay. So anyway, it's come to that point in our relationship where it's time to meet the parents. You know the
Oh.
parents. Now, I know this ritual is a fairly innocuous procedure to most.
Wow, that was good.
But given my past experiences, I approach it with trepidation.
Understandable.
Did you look at a dictionary before?
Evidently.
Bethany,
Evidently,
in college.
the title of tonight's podcast is Thesaurus.
Now, hold on, peeps, here. I'm on a roll.
You
Okay,
are.
we'll let you go.
Yeah,
Here we
I'm
go.
on a roll. Here. I'm on a roll. So I'm going to be meeting her parents this weekend, and I'm a little nervous about it. Okay, and there is a reason for this. I've had some experiences that didn't go so well with the first meeting of the Madre and the Padre. So I'd like to share a tale of one of those experiences, maybe one or two,
Please.
maybe
Tell us.
thrice,
Regale us.
Yeah.
and then I'd like to get your feedback and maybe some of your experiences you'd share with me and the
It's
audience.
like we're talking.
No, I've got those.
I don't know if it's a big deal. So I'll just jump in here. Several years back, by the way, several. Does that always mean 7? Because it wasn't 7 years.
No, I
Several.
think
It's supposed to mean
several. I thought several was like 2 or 3. I don't.
no,
I don't
a
think.
few.
It's 3, Chris.
It's 3.
Again, me and math.
Several.
You know the deal. I can't count sandwiches.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
maybe 4 or 5.
All right. Well, I digress. Well, let's look it up.
All right.
But anyway, several years ago, I was dating a girl, and we were dating about 6 months, and her father flew into town, and I remember our first meeting. Well, it started with a limp-handed handshake
Ooh,
on
On
his
your
part.
end? On his
Yeah,
part?
followed with no eye contact.
No,
I think that's always a bad sign,
You
right?
couldn't win. You
Not
lost.
good. Not good at all.
I already lost there.
Yep.
At the time, I had a $12 an hour data entry job at an insurance company. So I know maybe in his eyes, I wasn't, meeting the expectations of what the standards his daughter deserved.
Meh.
Well, anyway. So upon first meeting, we got introduced. It continued downward after that bad handshake. His first thing he said to me after, he looked over his daughter and said, "I'm starving. We need to eat." And I said, I jumped right in there, looking for an opportunity to try and press this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I said, hey, why don't we go to this, I know this great restaurant called Miseli's in Studio City. It's just down the street. I live in Studio City. And he said, all right.
This is my address.
Yeah.
So me, him, and his beautiful daughter, we hop in my car, and we drive over to Micelli's. Well, the audience wouldn't know this, but I'll tell you. Micelli's is one of these restaurants where this is an LA thing, the waiters and waitresses sing the entire dining experience.
Yes, they do.
Oh.
Not everybody's cup of tea.
No.
Apparently not. He walked in and he heard someone singing really loud in the restaurant, and he turned to his daughter and said, "I don't want to eat here." Yeah, he didn't run out, but he did say that he was unhappy with the choice. So I guess you'd call it strike one.
Strike one.
Strike one. So that didn't work out, but I made a big mistake, as I often do, to try and one-up myself. And I said, I apologize, sir. I have a great idea. There's a restaurant called Castaways. It's in Burbank. It's about 20 minutes from here. He goes, well, I'm really hungry. And I said, I know, but it's 20 minutes away, and it's really good. And I said, it overlooks the city. It's a gorgeous view of Los Angeles if you've never been here. He goes, I've been here 8 times. That's cool. Well,
Strike two.
strike two. So I said, here's me, though, doing my due diligence, because I want to make sure I don't fuck up again. I get on that cell phone. I get on the blower, and I call Castaways. I said, it's 2 PM. I want to make sure you're fucking open. They said, we're open. I said, cool, I'm coming up there. So I get him in the car and his gorgeous daughter, and we drive on up. And now it's this windy hill. It's up in this hill that overlooks the city, so it takes some time to get up there. And we drive up there, and we park the car. We walk in, and they said, we just as we walk in, someone at the door says, we're closed between 2:30 and 4:30.
No.
Yeah, we close.
No.
Only you.
Oh, you called him everything.
So I remember looking over at him when this was said, and he put his head down, and there was a sign. He said, "Oh God."
You didn't kill his cat. You just, made some poor food choices.
But here's where things really went south. His daughter actually was kind of bitchy to me for that maneuver. Now, I felt really bad, which I shouldn't have, really. But I felt really bad, and he told his daughter, after we eventually found a restaurant at a hotel where he was staying. We went back to the hotel where he was staying, and we ate at, like, the Hilton or something. And he told his daughter after that he didn't like me.
Oh.
That's crap. I'm
wasn't
calling
your
crap.
fault.
So that didn't go well.
He didn't like you right away, my friend.
Yeah, we ended up dating 2 more years. I liked his.
Did you?
I liked her mother though. She was a drunk.
He never
and would
liked you
flirt with
after
me.
2 years?
No, he didn't. He didn't like me upon first meeting. I never met him again.
Oh.
He was from the Middle East. Now, to be fair, he was from Lebanon. She was Lebanese. There might have been a little cultural stuff going on there.
Didn't.
All her boyfriends before me were Lebanese, and I think he wanted
Yeah.
to Marinese, like within.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't like the white guy.
Your Hurley
no.
trucker hat didn't do it for him?
No.
No, Mike. No. So look, I might want to share another tale, but I want to throw this out to you guys. Maybe did you have a similar experience of a bad parent meeting, or perhaps it's something that went great, and maybe any advice for me meeting my new lady's parents? Who would like to jump in here?
I will jump in. I've had a bunch of bad experiences because
good.
From my looks and my former attempted line of work playing music.
What do you
and
mean,
all
being
that.
a male model, Chris?
Yes, being a male model. Yes,
Intimidated by that?
Basically, if you're looking for a Carrie King alike, then I'm your guy. But I dated somebody years ago that I literally saw her father once. We ate dinner, and then every time I came over for the next 3 years, he would go in the bedroom and close the door. And a couple times we broke up, and then we got back together, and her father threatened to write her out of the will if she continued to date me. Wow. Evidently I was a bad seed. Like
That is the worst.
I was bringing down the house. So I haven't really had great experiences until my ex-wife's family, because they welcomed me with open arms. They were really
she's
nice
your
to me.
ex-wife now.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Do you still talk to them?
Yes.
See,
Yes, I
that's
talked
good.
to her. I talked to
They
them.
were good.
We're cool. It's cool.
Well, I have to say this: when I date someone, if I don't like their family, That's already that's a strike against
yeah.
That's a deal
I
killer.
think you guys have it worse because I think dads are a little bit more like protective of dating the daughters.
Take them to a sporting event to break the ice.
Oh,
You got a
yeah.
There you
show to
go.
watch.
I think it's a little
They got
worse.
Food.
Well, Mikey, all the various girls you've dated in your life, have you
Cubs
had
game.
experiences
Easy,
like-
easy icebreaker.
Is that right?
Cubs game.
Yeah.
Well,
And if they don't know sports, then you're suddenly the alpha of the situation anyways. And if they don't like sports, they wouldn't have agreed to come in the first place.
I like where Mikey's going with this. I'm going to move to Chicago
There
and
you-
fucking start dating
Yeah,
someone
man.
there.
Guess we'll
And,
get some Lou Malnati's. Another problem I think you may have run into, Pat, is that you probably weren't here long enough and you didn't know the city well enough and you weren't cultured enough. Now, if somebody came to town, the city is your oyster. So what I was saying is that when you meet your girlfriend's parents, that you've lived here long enough now, and you're a captain of industry and you're kind of a big deal.
You're
so
important.
You know the city like the back of your hand. You know great restaurants. You know great clubs. Like
That's quite an advertisement for you.
Yeah, you know it now. I mean, because I feel similar about myself. Like me, like 10, 15 years ago, like I
Total
didn't know
drag.
where to go. I didn't have any money. I didn't know what to do. Now, you've got money. You've been here. You've got success, and you know where to
God,
go.
well, some,
Yeah, just a little bit.
Wow. I think he wants you to meet
Chris,
his parents.
I think that's a valid point. Now, and I'm also a little more comfortable with myself.
That's
I know who
key.
I am and comfortable with it. I know when I meet someone and I'm not being a dick that they shouldn't be a dick and they're in the wrong. If they're
Yeah,
doing it. And not take
totally.
it so goddamn personal.
yeah,
you
like
know?
that family would have been miserable with you all along.
I agree. Now, funny about her, I've actually tracked her on Facebook. That's what I love about that goddamn thing. 4 different boyfriends in the last 10 years with her.
Is that bad? 10 years?
After me, and she had 3 before me. That means, she's kind of unmarriable.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like 8? A girl has to have like under 8?
If you're like boyfriend after boyfriend, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is how it works, which is she told me what a piece of crap the 2 boyfriends before me were.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she told the boyfriend after me what a
Oh,
piece of crap I am, and the cycle continues. Fuck you. Maybe stare. Hey, take a long look in the fucking
Whoa.
mirror, bitch. Seriously though.
That escalated quickly.
I'm sorry, I get a little heated.
Pat, if it's any consolation, I'm betting that you were a smaller piece of crap than all her other pieces of
Oh,
crap.
I was
boyfriend.
great. I was fucking great.
Sure. Surely.
It's
No,
a
I was.
pattern.
She was jealous and she was crazy, and that's why I dumped her. Hey, let me share another story of
Please.
another horrible experience. And you guys, you're gonna hate these people by the time I'm done with this one. So I start dating
I
a
hate 'em
girl.
already.
We're dating about 6 months. I fly back to her hometown to meet her parents on Christmas.
Whoa.
She's got 2 brothers that are my age. Okay. So I'm out of my element. I don't know a soul. And we're sitting around like this little bar area in her basement. And her brother, fuck it, I'll say his name. Who gives a fuck? His name was Chad. And
Drop it.
so he's sitting there, and the other brother's sitting there, and I think an aunt or an uncle or whatever, and my girlfriend at the time. And I'm a little nervous, and we're talking about what I do for a living. So I start sharing a story about what I do, and I think it's I know how to weave a tale, as you can tell by this podcast. I know how to
totally.
Yeah.
tell a story and keep people
if
fascinated.
anything,
Spin a yarn.
Spin a yarn. So I tell a story, and it lasts about 2 minutes, and there's a little bit of a pause, and the brother Chad looks over at me and goes, "That's what you want to open up with, huh?"
No.
Like I'm an entertainer. Like I'm Tony Bennett and I just did a shitty song. What the fuck, motherfucker? I don't get paid to tell stories for a living. We're talking about what I'm doing. I just told a little vignette, a little story, a little, a little something fun for everybody.
Little anecdote.
Apparently, an
Good
anecdote, that was the word I was searching for.
There you go.
He did not find it amusing.
Fuck him.
It
What
didn't.
the hell are you supposed to say after that? Was she there?
Well, I'll tell you what I said the next time I met him, but I won't tell you what I said that time. What I said, I just rolled my shoulders. But the next time I met him, I said, and he gave me a little lip. I said, "Don't you have 2 DUIs?" Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, and so him and I, we don't like each other, but it doesn't matter anymore. We're broken up. But anyway, that was during the first meeting
That is.
of
Brothers can be bad too,
her
I'm guessing.
parents.
Yeah.
Of her parents. It's just meeting her family for the first time, and they were a bunch of douchebags. I honestly left that holiday season saying, well, this isn't going to work out with her.
That was on
'Cause
Christmas Day.
It was, yes, it was Christmas Day. And I was
Holy.
thinking, I can't imagine myself with these horrible people. Because what I told the girlfriend at the time was, hey, you should have stepped in there, or maybe your mom, and
Totally.
said, you're being a dick.
I think so too.
This guy fucking flew here, drove here,
Yeah.
and he's sitting here on a family day, and you're making him feel uncomfortable, you fucking
yeah,
asshole.
she's got to be on your team or you're screwed.
By the way, yeah, you got to be on my team, but you also got to be anti-douche too. Like I would never allow that in my circle. Like we're all friends here. If someone gets out of line, we let them know.
You do. Oh, I've seen it.
You have?
I have seen. Yeah.
I don't like when people get out
Crave
of line.
late at night.
I walk the fucking walk.
You
Is
stand
what
up
I'm
for your
saying.
friends.
So,
Yeah.
Mikey gave some advice. He said take him to a Chicago Cubs game. That's how you work it out with the parents.
That's what we got out of
Yeah,
this.
that's
Bethany,
universal.
What is your advice? I'm sorry. Can you recap?
I mean, I don't know if I have advice so much as some bitches be crazy, and I had a really crazy mother-in-law one time, and they were like an Appalachian family. She was like on serious pills, and she was I feel like a little incestuous, and hit on all of his friends and him, the guy I was dating, and she was crazy, and she hated me.
Hated
probably
you.
for good reason.
Day one, though?
Because she probably wanted to like date her son and all his friends. So
Appalachians, huh? I've seen some documentaries on that where the kids they sleep on couches in the woods.
I mean, there's some poor people just like there are here. Skid Row, dude. Poor people everywhere.
Yeah, but it's in the cold, up in the mountains, woods.
That's true.
Animals can eat you.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, words.
I always start this off with trying to feel better.
I know.
You're not feeling better, are you?
I always feel worse. Chris, would you like to impart some advice on me on how I should handle meeting the new girlfriend's parents on this weekend?
I think Patrick, just be your charming self.
Exactly.
That's the best you can do. Put your best Patrick foot forward, and you'll be fine. Be respectful. Be courteous. Just be you, dude.
Well, I might have to call my dealer before. Get something to loosen me up a little bit.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't be sedated. I'm not saying that at all. By all means, level it out. Whatever you got to do.
Any advice on what I should take? Maybe some Vicodin.
No, I would stay away from the narcotics. Maybe like an Ativan or a Xanax or something like that. Just something to keep you
Just
level.
take the edge off.
Not too high,
Just
not
take
too
the edge.
low. Couple
That's his advice.
Couple pops. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well,
Yeah.
Chris, thank you.
Yeah. Hey.
That's
Good advice.
I want to tell all of you
Hi,
that
Mom.
none of your advice was helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
This is gonna go horrible, and I'm gonna, it's once again nothing's gonna work out.
No.
So
I bet it will.
Well, I hope so.
Ain't
I hope
nobody
so.
complaining about Christmas Lakers tickets.
That's true.
That's right.
Pull the trigger.
Well, Mike, all right. Well, that's a lot of money to spend on those games.
How much do you like her?
Mikey's holding his hand up like I gotta put a ring on that finger. Is that what you're saying?
Pull the trigger.
Pull the
Oh,
trigger.
pull the trigger. Pull the trigger.
On the tickets. Fuck that ring.
All right. Well, I think we've run this topic into the ground. All right, but so you know what time it is, right? We do a couple things on this show, but now it's that game. It's time to enter the gauntlet.
How do you spit it?
So your dick's in a mouth and your wife walks in. Can't tell the truth. There's no way to win. How do you spin it? How do you spin it? How do you spin it? So you say you're not gay, but some dude is balls deep. Your mom walks in, and that shit it ain't cheap. How do you spin it? How do you spin it? How do you spin it?
Ass to mouth. That's not what it seems. Who, me? That's not what it seems. Oh, Dad.
What the hell?
All right.
Oh, that's a hit.
I'm traumatized.
All right, peeps. I don't know if you got from that intro song, which I thought was genius, if I do say so.
We brought in top producers and performers for that song.
Some of the best. I think
Some of the best.
One of Conway West people did that. All right, so guys, we've all been caught in an awkward position, right? Or a lie.
A lie. Yes.
And we can own up to that awkward position or lie, or we can spin it.
yeah.
We spin the situation.
Gotta make it work.
to make it work,
Make it work for
us.
you.
Make it work for us.
Yeah.
Now, I own several businesses. I'm very successful.
You're a captain of industry.
I deal in customer service.
You do.
And one thing that I like to, a little feather in my cap.
Oh God.
Is
there room?
So many feathers.
Is I know how to spin it. I know how to take an angry customer, and by the end of their little rant about how much my company sucks, spin it into the point where they're not only feeling bad about them yelling at me, but also fucking hitting me up with how happy they are. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You spin it.
Wow.
You turn a frown into a fucking smile. So that is what this game is all. That's what this game is. That's what this game's all about. Okay? So here's the rules of the game, peeps. I am going to throw a scenario out there.
All right.
Oh.
Now, as you know, you may have guessed, actually, this scenario is not going to be ideal. It's going to maybe put you in a bad
It
light.
might be a little
I
precarious.
just heard ass to mouth.
Oh, come on.
That's all I remember.
Chris, you ever asked them up?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Mikey, how about you?
No, come on.
Well, no.
Mikey's not even going near the
Okay,
microphone
all right,
for that
all right,
one.
all right.
He's a good Midwestern boy.
Okay. The game is I'm going to throw a scenario out to you guys, and you have to immediately, upon me throwing this scenario out there,
no.
start spinning to get yourself out there. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want to hear what you'd say if you get caught doing this, and I want to see what actions you do to help convince the person that catches you or the authorities
The authorities.
to not arrest you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just use your mind. I want you to
Use
just
your mind.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay, but
It's
like
been a long day.
I'm scared.
Okay,
My
yeah.
heart is beating.
Don't be scared, guys. But I will say this: like most games on the Dude Show podcast, they're not easy because if they
No.
were, anybody would be able to do it, but they can't.
Nope,
That's
only
why
us.
I bring the
And
game.
it's not in our hands. It's in the judge's hands.
Okay,
It's
so
in
let's
the- yeah.
let's is the crowd excited about this game we're about to play?
I don't
How do you
know.
spin it? It's a new game.
They are.
Okay.
Sounds like they are.
All right.
I think they like that tune.
Here's what we're going to do.
All right.
I am going to put the scenario out there, and I'm going to pick a person to give it to. And the other person can stop them and jump in if
Oh.
they feel the other person and
Like
take
the-
it away from them.
the
Oh,
lightning
they
round.
can?
Yes. Now, there is
Oh.
a right and wrong answer to these scenarios. There is a right and wrong answer. Okay? So would someone like to go first of who's going to get their first chance at it? Who is a good spinner here?
I don't know if I'm as good as you. I don't know if anyone is.
Well,
But I
I'm
guess you
pretty
could
good.
I guess you could lay it on me. So if I start to fumble a little bit, McRitchie's
Can
gonna
jump in.
intercept
I can pick up the
But
ball.
Yes, you can pick up the ball, but you can let him know if he can't take it and you want to finish what you got. But
Oh.
you got to keep it down
This
to 1
is
minute.
new.
You got to
Okay.
keep it down to 1 minute. And I'm going to be timing both of you motherfuckers.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Wow, motherfuckers. Rude.
You guys.
It's a lot of rules.
All right. So Bethany, would you like to go first?
I don't really want to, but I will.
Okay. Here you
She
go.
looks frightened. I like that. I like it.
Get ready,
I like
Okay.
being scared.
Bethany.
Oh
here you go.
God.
You're in your apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's peanut butter on your vagina. And there's a dog licking it off. And
No!
the president of PETA walks in. He says, "What are you doing?" Bethany, are you ready to spin this? Can you spin this?
Oh my God, this is terrible.
Go.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have an incredibly terrible yeast infection. It's just gnarly. And I read online on my new app that gives all kind of female product, natural. I'm a natural girl. I'm a very natural girl. I don't like men. I hate pharmaceutical companies. Monistat is very expensive. And all I had in the house, yogurt is a good choice, but I had no yogurt. Ran out of yogurt. There was peanut butter. I had crunchy peanut butter, which it's not recommended. It's creamy. That's the best. So I put this peanut butter. And as I said, I'm an actress. I'm broke. I'm super, super broke. And I couldn't feed my dog for like weeks. My dog hasn't eaten, and so
Again, time.
Buzzing in. I'm buzzing in.
Chris.
I'm buzzing in. I'm spinning it.
All right, I'll tell you.
I'm-
I think she finished her time, but we can hear your answer. But I think then we'll put it to the judges.
Okay.
Bethany, I have to say,
yeah.
very impressive. Now,
Yeah.
I am
It
a
was.
world-class spinner, and I felt that was top-notch.
It was.
I'm a good liar.
Chris,
It inspired me.
Chris, you got your work cut out for you.
Oh.
Now, there is some peanut butter on your peanuts,
Okay.
and a chihuahua is licking that peanut butter off.
Really?
Ew.
Well, in the president of PETA, that's a very high-ranking official in the government, And Chris, please.
It's not in the government.
More guilty for being a man.
Okay. Chris, please quit filibustering.
Okay, so there I am on my couch, and my Chihuahua is enjoying some creamy Skippy on my dippy. That's what you're saying.
Ooh.
Okay, so what I would say is, sir, you caught me at a really bad moment, but
shit.
here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay, my dog, my Chihuahua, Diego, has this really rare form. That's right, he does, and he has this really rare form of dog cancer, and the only medicine, the only antidote for his terrible, super rare dog cancer, is the combination of peanut butter, my penis, and just a little bit of discharge that comes out, and pre-cum that comes out. That is the magic elixir that keeps my dog alive. And are you gonna
Oh
take
my God.
my dog from me? I'll do anything. You know, people love dogs, people love their pets, and if that's what it takes to keep Diego chugging along, then, God damn it, take me to jail right now.
I'm not sure. I agree with the audience.
And you would.
Chris,
Go to jail.
I have to say, well done, or well lied, well spun.
That's
sir.
a spun. That's a spin.
You bought mine though more than his.
Well,
Cancer,
it's-
peanut butter cancer.
It's not up to me, but I have to tell you, I'm impressed by both of you.
Okay.
Well done. I would never date either one of you motherfuckers
I know.
because you're that good.
We're gross.
You're that good. I mean, being caught like that, I was believing
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, you should both be in jail.
We've both done that exact scenario. It's why we were so good.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to the judges on this one. And Mikey, we're going to actually leave this up. You're the judge here. We're going to leave it up to you. Was Bethany correct in Monostat 7? She ran out, and so the dog cleaned up the vagina. Oh, well, there you go. Bethany, well done.
Sure, make me look like the bestiality
Well, you
enthusiast.
still gave a
You're
great
guilty
answer.
for being a man instantly.
Yeah.
If you could have talked about your vagina, the cops
Yeah,
would have let you
that's
go.
true.
I was going to talk about Bethany's vagina. I had an answer for her. Actually, I was going to use that answer for her vagina, but then they threw it over to me. I was going to, So
You can't borrow my vagina. It's mine.
As the kids say, I flipped the script.
The kids say that, I heard.
Yeah, they did.
I'm pretty sure they
did.
say that.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I'd
let's
have cried rape and said, Mr. Peanut went that way.
Nice one.
all right, well, let's keep the game moving.
Yeah, let's keep it
Chris, it's your turn to go first.
Awesome.
And as once again, just to review, Bethany, he's got 1 minute to pull this off, but you can jump in and fucking cock black him.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
I love
so
it.
Hey, Bethany, don't jump in.
I love a good cock block. You know how much
I
I love to block your cock.
You do.
If you guys
I don't
wanna
like when you
agree to
talk
let-
over me.
allow each other to spin it, you can do that right now. You want to let Chris go first, and then you see what you can do.
I think we should both be able to spin it.
All right. Well, we'll
All right,
change the
man.
game right on the fly here.
All right.
All right, Chris. Here you go.
What do you got?
You're at a bank. People go in banks still. They hit ATMs most part, but
They do.
They go to banks. Okay. There's an attractive bank teller that
Hey.
you've had your eye on for quite some time.
Armenian?
Well, she
Most
works in a
likely.
bank in LA. What
Yeah.
else is she?
There you go.
Okay. Well, you're gonna ask her out on this day.
Really?
You got plans. You bought some concert tickets to see the Cubs. No, I mean, what am I saying? Sorry.
The cult. The cult.
Yeah.
See the cult.
Yeah,
See the
gotta
cult. Slayer
sure.
or something
Yeah,
you're into.
something like that. Yeah.
You got some deposits to make. There's some big numbers on those checks. He's been fucking making the papers.
Yeah.
Something else the kids
Yeah,
say.
man.
Well, so you notice she's looking at you. And so you wait around to get to her little desk, and you guys are making eye contact.
Right.
You hand her over the checks. While you do that, simultaneously, both of you look down at the checks, and you see an enormous booger on the checks. Okay.
I don't want to do this one.
Hold on.
Oh, man.
There's a gigantic booger on that check.
Okay.
All right?
Oh.
You both see it. Now, you were pretty sure it's your booger, and you did it.
Probably.
Gross.
Okay.
Chris, what do you say?
What do I say?
She's looking at it. She's looking at you. You got to ask her out that night. How do you spin this? Go. We got 1 minute.
How do I spin it? Okay, so I'm going in the bank. I've got these buku checks. That's from some company. It looks cool. Okay, so this is what happened. I look down. I give her the checks, and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, I'm sorry. when I was walking through the parking lot, I was approached by not one but two hobos that were panhandling me for money, asked me for change, and I'm like, I'm going into the bank. I don't have any money on me right now. I'll hit you guys on the way out because I'm that kind of guy. No, I'm not. I hate those people. I never give them any money. But I tell them that to get past them. So I'm like, dude, I got you covered on the way out. And so basically, guy's got some sort of like street phlegm mucus going on, and I don't have the checks in my pocket. They're in my hand. So the fucker sneezes, and boom, hits my checks. I don't notice it. I walk in the line, I'm looking down, because all I'm thinking about is the bank teller, and I'm just like, okay, how am I going to spend this? How am I going to spend this? Like, I'm going to hand the checks, and then I'm going to ask for $20 in quarters to do laundry.
You're telling her this while the booger's there.
But yeah, and I look down the booger, and I'm just like, fucking homeless guy in the parking lot sneeze. It's not mine.
Chris,
I'm so sorry.
I think she would either say, I'm going to bang this guy after Slayer tonight at the concert, or this guy's insane for giving me this.
I think since we've already like had a contact, there's already interaction there. I think people believe what they want to believe. I think she's going to choose to believe my hobo sneeze story and just go out and have a great night.
Now, Chris, your time is up.
Okay.
And I must say, once again, very impressed by this.
Thank you.
I would never let my sister date you. You're a very good liar.
I'm not.
I wanted
That's
to.
the funny part.
I wanted to believe you.
You did.
When you did that, I wanted to believe you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I don't do the judging.
No, you don't.
Bethany, would you like to take a steal here and
I
give
don't
it
know.
a shot?
I would do one twist, just as the woman.
Now talk to us like you're talking to the teller. It's a male teller.
Okay,
That's
it's a
right.
male. It's a male teller. Well, I think that I would switch it up and go for a little bit of sympathy. I do get down with the whole homeless thing, but what if it was an orphan child, a sick orphan child
trying
in
to
the
one-up you.
parking lot with a runny nose, and there was no tissues around. The poor child was so messy. I know it's disgusting, but it still works.
It's a $10,000
right?
check you're
Right,
showing this guy.
What, yeah,
You'd
what can I
use
do?
a
I can't-
10,000
I can't get it.
Erroneous.
You're going to use a $10,000 check to wipe a kid's nose?
I got nothing.
Well,
He wouldn't believe me.
I don't know.
He was out there.
He was shivering.
He had one crutch and a tin cup.
What's his name, Little Timmy?
It was little Tim. It was fucking Tiny Tim, Bob Cratchit.
Bethany, are you finished with that?
I think that
what
if
I
he would've
consider a
told-
sad answer.
I'm sad. I got a
It's
case of the
pretty
sads right now.
I mean, not only did you piggyback on McRitchie's idea, but
I know. It's orphans. I feel like if it was the woman teller that she would have gone for that.
guys don't give a shit. They'd be
No.
like, that chick just picked
That's
it nose and put a
disgusting.
booger
You're
on this
crazy.
one. And I go, who gave her the $10,000 check? What sugar daddy? He's got her cashing in the checks. I know that's misogynist. All right, but it's not up to me.
I know
Mikey,
this misogynist.
Mikey, who was McRitchie right with the whole homeless guy hobo touching checks? Was he right? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
Raising
see.
my
I won
fist.
the last one, so I called this one in a little.
that's a pretty easy one. All right, guys. Looks like we're going for the win here.
Man, the tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker.
championship, as you will.
Yep, tiebreaker. All right, here we go. This one. Oh, this isn't easy. Okay. All
right.
Whoever wrote this is a very fucked up individual.
A prick.
Our writers.
All right, Bethany.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, Bethany. You're supposed to go first, but if you'd like, you can pass it off to Chris.
Oh.
So it's your call.
I'd like to go first.
Oh, okay.
I
Here we
think
go.
the person that goes first.
I would like that.
You're
Okay, well then, good.
Yeah.
Bethany. Pay attention, please.
Okay.
Focus. All right. You're staying at a fancy schmancy hotel.
Ooh.
I don't know what city, but it's a pretty nice hotel, like Four Seasons.
Wow.
It's early in the morning, and the maid walks in to find you with a rope around your neck, and the other end of that rope to the ceiling fan. You're in a lotus position, and you have your fingers in your crotch area. Well, I wouldn't say that this is what's going on, but some of that. What do you call it when you choke when you're trying to
Erotic
masturbate?
asphyxiation.
Autoerotic
Now,
asphyxiation.
there's a little more
Autoerotic.
going on in that room. You have four naked Cambodian boys in the corner looking on.
Boys?
Well, they're of age. And then simultaneously, there's where you are positioned, there's a chalk drawing of a satanic pentagram. All right? The maid walks in. Go, Bethany. What do you tell her so she does not call the authorities? You're, choking yourself while your hands on your crotch. You're naked. There's 4 naked Cambodian boys looking on, and you're sitting atop a chalk-drawn satanic pentagram. What do you do?
Come in. There's very good energy here right now. This is a healing process, actually. I'm a medicine doctor.
A medicine doctor as opposed to a witch doctor.
These boys, these are sick boys. I've brought them here. This is their first time in the city, first time in the United States. I've brought them here. I have all these creams, these healing ointments over here. And this is actually one of their practices that they're teaching me. I have been teaching them practices. They're teaching me practices. I've never done this before. I never. It's weird, right? Super weird. But it's actually a spinal cleanse. It's a spinal cleanse. It's around your neck. It lifts.
Escalated quickly.
lifts the head from the spine just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And the blood rushes in like you've never before. You should try it. It's a beautiful time. Don't do it for very long. Just a little 5 seconds at a time. Just to cleanse.
Bethany, I have to tell you, that blew my fucking mind.
I came back with a vengeance.
You did. You really did.
I don't know how Chris.
Nice work.
I don't know what Chris is gonna do to fucking.
Did you want to take my seminar?
Well,
No, I don't.
well done. I think you might get away with that.
Okay.
Based on that, I mean, I think that made from Ecuador. Yeah. She wouldn't understand a
No, she'd have no idea.
But, you with the confidence that you threw out there. You know, when someone's so confident they can lie to you and you believe it, that's what you just did right now. It was amazing. All right, but I don't do the judging.
You're right.
So, Chris, are you ready to...
I think I'm ready.
All right,
I don't think
sir.
you're going to like my answer. I don't think you're going to like my scenario, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway.
Not a good start, but go ahead, Chris, please.
Okay, so I'm trapped in the ceiling, autoerotic asphyxiation, and are they girls for me or they're boys?
They're
as well?
boys.
No, boys.
They're boys?
Yeah.
Boys?
Boys.
Okay.
Okay.
Then, so who's catching me? Like room service?
A maid.
A maid? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, well, she's probably not going to understand me. She's probably not going to have a huge grasp of the English language.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, you know what? Here's the deal, Consuela. Here's the deal.
Oh, God.
I'm a huge fan of David Carradine and Michael Hutchins. And I've been very suicidal lately. And this is how I was trying to go out, and it didn't work out. And now I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry, and we need some towels. Can you get us some towels and possibly mop this shit up?
Now, Chris, this isn't spinning it. This is when she runs out the door.
She would call a loony
security.
bin. She would call security.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Now,
what I was looking
No,
for.
Chris, that explains away your mindset. But what's the 4 naked Cambodian boys doing there looking on? And what up with the satanic pentagram?
Why did they have to watch you?
Why did they have to watch me?
Why Bethany, I feel you taking a win
I
here. You better
really-
step up to the plate.
He's going to jail.
I flamed out. I'm an alcoholic. I need help. Help! That's it. It was a cry for help.
Well, look, you can't win them all. I think
can't.
we should let the audience let Bethany bask in her fucking win. Like her. And
Are you
Chris,
sure she won?
I'm pretty confident that she won after that. In fact, I don't
Women are better liars. That's why.
That is true, isn't it? That is
Years of
true.
practice.
Hey, Bethany, let me ask you. When you ask a girl how many guys she slept with and she says whatever number,
She lies.
She should multiply that by
She
what?
lies.
5? Multiply it by 5?
3.
Let me think. Hold on. Let me multiply mine. Okay.
Find out
Yeah.
if she's cute and high school.
Probably.
By 5. And
No,
that's-
not 5. Probably not 5. I would say double it.
double it, and that's how many guys. have
Yeah,
it.
probably. Unless you're a big skank, and then 5 times. You thought 5 times?
Well, I think women.
Unless is she telling you one? She's telling
Well,
you.
not my guy.
8.
I haven't even asked. I don't want to fucking know.
No, who wants to know?
I don't want to fucking know. I don't want him to have to lie to me.
Right, she would.
Huh?
She would. Would you lie about your number?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, everyone does.
I go to fucking jail for what crimes I committed.
Way to go, Wilt.
All right, so hey, we got D-Rock here. D-Rock.
No,
I guess, or we don't.
He's in the back cave.
He's in the back cave. All right, never mind. Scratch that. All right, so you know what? Why don't we fire up the news? I want to
fire it up,
be
man.
informed. I've had a real good time with the game.
It's time for the Dude Show News Show. Prepare to be informed because our news girl is down for almost anything.
And I
Now
feel
let's
so
give it
good
over to Bethany.
after winning.
Bragging, Chris. How do you feel about that? She throws it in
I
your
usually
face.
don't. I
know.
have to bask in it because I never win.
That's right. It's short-lived. Remember that.
I do.
It's short-lived.
All right, kids.
Okay. On to the news.
Yeah.
A number of parents in Buffalo, New York, are upset at a preschool teacher after she sent home some of her students with a note that said they were unclean and unkept. The educator, Sharon Perry, says, "It's difficult for me to be close to them or to even touch them." Also, she stated that the children were sent to school in soiled and stained clothing. The parents... The parents were asked to sign and send back these notes that she called a warning of health and safety concerns. Now, a number of parents and board members are criticizing the teacher and have publicly complained that sending home notes like this without the consent of the principal should not be allowed. Parents are pressuring the school to fire the veteran teacher. Kim Wells, a parent who received one of the notes home, was outraged, saying, "That's not what our kids go to school for. She should have called us personally." However, some bloggers have come out supporting the teacher. You know what? I can't blame her. Kids should be clean at school, period.
I agree. I think kids should be clean. Touche. I think kids should be clean everywhere, and I also think adults smell like pigs. That's what my kids
Yeah,
with that.
I mean, I don't blame her
Look,
either.
I feel like I'm surrounded by people that haven't you know.
I feel like when it's kids, it's
Hold it
different,
together.
though.
Sorry. No. I worked at an insurance company where I was making like $9 an hour, where they had a human resource department where I sat next to, and I used to hear the women walk in there and they'd be like, because women are like, they're the biggest egregious victims, simultaneously
Offenders.
the offenders of this. I one time heard of like a girl walking and goes, I just have to tell you, Cheryl's cubicle smells like tuna. I was like, oh my God. And it's true, it did smell. But I
Like
wouldn't
tuna?
I wouldn't be the
Yeah.
guy. I wouldn't be the fucking guy to go in a human resource department. And by the way, the worst job on the planet, human resource department, having to go to Cheryl and go, "Hey Cheryl, what's up?"
Yeah, you smell like tuna.
They're called wipes.
You know, I've had a lot of smelly people in my life. I've also smelled, I'm pretty sure.
I had a boyfriend that I really, really liked. And I knew that he smelled. Like when I first met him,
Yep.
I knew, but
You
I
liked his
him
stank.
so much.
A little whiff of the
And
balls,
then
or what part?
My friends, and then he like kind of moved into my house with me a little bit, and then my friends are like, "Bethany." They told me that he smelled, and I didn't know what to do. I washed his stuff. He was just so super smelly,
What's
and
smelly?
everyone knew.
What part?
Can I tell?
There's a part.
I don't. It wasn't.
Say it.
It wasn't.
Look
just,
at me. Say it. Was it the balls?
It was. I think it was sweatiness, just all over, like a super sweater.
You're not own up to
I'm
the area.
sure the balls were
all right.
bad. Come on,
Well,
that's where
you
it all.
know.
He had a
comes.
funk.
Oh yeah, it
had a
was.
funk.
He was just all bad. But I think that when it comes to kids, it's kind of like abuse, right? When you're a grown up, you should be able to learn how to wash yourself.
I didn't brush my teeth for 3 years. Someone should have written that letter. All my teeth were rotted. You know how much it's cost me? It's cost me like 20 grand to
I
fix my teeth as an
know.
adult.
yeah?
I wish that fucking teacher sent that
Yeah,
back to me.
exactly. I think so.
Look,
It's-
I feel bad for the kids. You know, I didn't like showering when I was a kid. And I didn't like brushing my teeth, but Mom should have done it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't imagine the kid sitting next to me in the second grade.
It turns into a hygiene issue because some dirty ass kid comes in like with shitted up pants. That's
Yeah.
it's an E. coli thing.
Totally.
E. coli, and if they're not showered, then they can
E.
they
coli.
they get a fucking lice and give it to everybody in the class, and then everybody's got to get the rid or whatever
Yeah.
that shit's called.
I always had lice when
You
I was in
did?
like
You
in
did?
Yep.
You were that guy.
It just gets worse and
No,
worse,
well,
Patrick.
they were
I don't want to know.
Well, they were smellier kids than me, though. There was this one kid
you
I remember
like-
in gym class. He had poop all mashed in his bum. It was all mashed in his bum.
How old was he?
I don't know, 12.
Okay, that's
I-
not his mom's
I
job
would
to wipe
raise
the
my
shit out
hand
of
and
his
say,
He was a
like,
smart kid, too.
we didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid. Various things happened. Never had lice.
But
Never,
your ass was clean.
very. I showered a lot as a kid. No lice. Nothing. I was never a stinky kid.
Oh, my mom put me in the shower like twice a day. I was like,
You go wash
scrubbed
your
and
sinful bum,
combed
girl.
And perfect clothes like all the time. I wish I would have been a little messier.
See,
I think I'm rebelling now and like trying to be all Euro.
See,
TMI.
I think it's funny you mentioned that. I wish my grandmother brought me up because my grandmother gave me a bath.
Oh my God.
One time when I was 10.
Wait, I feel like this is too much to share.
No. 10 years old, my grandma was like, bath time. I'm like, what the? I'm 10. Oh, God. All right, well, I'll just go with it. God, if the internet was around, I would have been on that computer going, hey, 10-year-old, get in the bath with my Grammy. Go on one of those, like, things, like, where they talk, like, hey, is this okay?
Chat room?
Yeah, chat room.
She thought, wow, it's been a while.
GrammyBathing.com.
Well, you know.
God. She thought you must have really smelled as a 10-year-old. She was like, you are not sitting on my couch anymore.
This is fucked up. We need to pull the emergency brake on this story.
Okay, I
It's
did
getting
smell.
weird.
I did smell.
Okay, next story. Breathe. Out of Arkansas. An Arkansas man allegedly hatched an elaborate plan to murder a former employee. But he accidentally was caught when he butt dialed his victim. The almost victim listened to Larry Burnett, 68, plot on the phone for 90 minutes, and he quickly figured out that he was the intended target.
After 90 minutes.
By the way,
Way to go, Kojak.
by the
Wait,
way,
I'm not done. I'm not done. The victim told police that he overheard Burnett saying, I don't care if you have to burn his house to the ground. I don't care what you do. Make it look like an accident. When the police realized the victim's home had been burglarized and the gas stove had been tampered with, Burnett was finally arrested and charged with conspiracy of murder.
well, he deserves to go to jail for a while, just for being dumb.
Yeah,
What,
for taking 90 minutes to plan it. I mean, how many fucking scenarios did he come up with? If I gotta burn his house to the ground, if I've gotta, like, I don't know, trip him with a tightrope.
Going through every possible.
Hey, Vinny, I want you to shoot him. No,
That's right.
I know what you push him off a cliff. No, I mean, yeah, it's true.
I went to the martial arts store and I bought 10 of the sharpest throwing stars I could find. There's nothing left to chance. I'm taking this kid down.
Hey, let's pontificate on this for another 90 minutes while the guy listens into this.
I really don't like him, is what I'm trying to get across.
Oh, God.
Well, pretty dumb criminal, so he deserves to go to jail.
Yeah, he looked like he would butt dial and ask for a murder.
You know what, though?
68,
You know
man.
what
He's
he
gonna
could do?
die in prison.
Yeah,
like Gribbs.
68, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Well, as I get older, I'm more likely to kill. You know what I mean? Really? Yeah. I don't think so. Because then I think I'd only be in jail for a
that's
couple
true.
years.
When I'm 90, I'm going to murder every motherfucker that pisses me off. I'm
You're
going
like
out.
old and you think that, hey, I'm old. Nobody wants to rape this ass. So I'll go to
think
jail,
it's-
I'll kill somebody. Yeah.
Well, I think a little bit more deeper into that. I just,
No one's going to want to rape this ass.
all right. Well,
Okay.
what else you got, baby?
Oh, God. Okay. A tiny town of Wallsburg, Utah, population 275, failed to hold an election this year because their part-time officials forgot to advertise or prepare for them. It wasn't their first election flub, as they did the same thing 2 years ago. According to county officials, they didn't do anything, and then they called them a couple days later and said, now what should we do? They were then told that the same people should serve for the next 2 years. Until the elections come back around. The mayor said he has no ill intentions, but he promises he'll do it next time.
So they gave the election the Hollywood blow-off.
Yeah,
Like, you know.
but he's been mayor for 6 years. No one cares. He just stops holding elections.
The story did start out in Utah,
It's true.
right? I mean,
But you know, they live like 40 miles north of Salt Lake City in the mountains. So there's like no one there. They all commute to their jobs. They don't even.
Five guys
No
with
one's
many
there.
wives.
It's just yeah.
So it's like a big love situation.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, I
on a
wish
compound.
that would be cool.
Wouldn't it?
I bet it is. I bet it's like that. They're like, right now everyone says I'm mayor. Who needs to make it official?
That's right.
well, let me tell you what.
I got 5 wives.
The wheels keep still turning in some of these little shit kicker towns, and I'll tell you why. Because they are filled with a bunch of busybodies, normally old bags,
That are hermits.
right? Well, they're like you got to see these.
God.
Like, have you ever sat at like one of these city council meetings? Or I don't know if you guys are. I do, and it's all old bags there sitting there bitching, going, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'm pretty sure we can get trash removal much cheaper." And they're all they go like, "We're gonna get 3 more bids." And Like, they're into it, so they don't need an election. These people are fine. Look,
Yeah.
they're not running L.A. or New York City. Let
Right.
these people take it to the grave.
Yeah, they
they're
should-
fine.
They should be allowed to
Little
do.
shit kicker town in the sticks. Who
Run
gives a
their-
fuck?
Under
Weird
300, you should be allowed to do whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, it's like the Children of the Corn. Remember that movie? Like,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
a good
town,
one.
like, it got taken over by the kids. All the grown-ups got murdered. Like, a couple weeks, I think. Like, they
That's
didn't
just
even-
like this.
Well, they didn't even know. They didn't even know that town wasn't
Yeah.
running, right? Like,
This is probably little kids that have taken this town over.
it's possible, Bethany.
It's the-
I would,
We
I
don't
would,
know.
I would call
Maybe
the,
that's-
I would call the ATF on that town. I'm
Maybe
sure there's a lot of infractions.
Maybe the children
going
of the
on there.
Utah Corn
go there.
dialed this one in, and they said, "Hey, just a little story to buy us a little more time to be able to kill the rest of the adults up in here." I don't know.
I think we need to go there and
Just
save
a
these
theory.
people.
Just a theory. Just a theory.
It's getting dark.
All right, what else we got?
Okay, a story out of Ohio, which is always fun. A suspicion of
I hate Ohio. You from there, Bethany?
no, I'm not. I'm
Oh,
from
okay.
Kentucky. I do have family there, though, but I do have similar feelings as you. Okay, a suspicion of crocodile in Ohio has a local sheriff offering drug users some shocking advice. An Athens resident who has pus-filled scarring tissue all up and down her arms where she's injected heroin told police that she bought what she thought was heroin from a dealer that had gotten it from Columbus. After seeing her wounds, the sheriff, Patrick Kelly, told local TV stations that he is convinced that some of the users are receiving crocodile, which is a heroin substitute that destroys blood vessels and can cause flesh to rot directly off the bones. The concern led the sheriff to ask drug addicts to please buy your drugs from a reliable source.
I agree.
I'm hoping they don't all use, but I'm not that naive. It sounds ridiculous to assume any heroin dealer is trustworthy, but this is not a condition anyone wants to mess with.
Well, like, drugs are pretty good. You know what I mean? So,
Especially the rotting
The lure
flesh
of
ones.
heroin is unmistakable. But
I agree. Buy from a reputable dealer. Well, look, I've never been outside a drug dealer's house and said, this guy's really got it together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Top shelf,
They're
top
all bad
shelf.
folks.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, what are we looking for? The less of the worst?
Actually, heroin.
yeah,
I mean,
the-
they're going to...
quality control is an issue.
Quality control.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was
I've
just
never
kidding
heard
about that
of
drug
that before.
thing.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
kidding about that. I was just
yeah,
kidding
drugs
about
are
that.
bad.
I have a drug story, actually. When I first moved to Los Angeles, this is me trying to be a do-gooder. I had a 1984 Ford Reliant. Plymouth Reliant. I'm sorry.
There you
Plymouth
go.
Reliant. Gray. The ceiling on this fucking thing was, the material was drooping down. It was
Right,
actually
right.
obscuring my
That's
vision.
when you know you got an
Yeah.
old car when the ceiling
I had to tie
is caving
down.
in.
I had to tie down the hood so it wouldn't flip up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm driving down Franklin, which is a street in Hollywood, and I see this dude chasing another dude, going, "Stop! Stop! Bring it back! You stole from me!" I'm like, I'm gonna be a do-gooder. I pull over. I go, "Dude, did that guy steal something from me?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Get in." And the guy hops
you
in my
did that
car,
thing.
and right then
Captain
and there,
Sabo, there he is.
hot pursuit. So this guy's running up Franklin, and we got our fucking eye on him.
That's
I
your
go,
superhero
I turn
face.
to him and I go, "What does motherfucker steal from you?" He goes, "He stole my biggest ball of crack from me."
No!
Fucker.
So now I realize I'm in pursuit of a
Crackhead.
bad drug
Yes.
deal. A drug deal
You're
gone wrong.
aiding and abetting a felony and participating.
Yep.
So
in it,
we're
yeah.
Oh my
so-
God.
So, but I'm like, I'm too in it now. What am I gonna do? I can't stop. It's mid drug chase. So we drive right along, and I drive him right up alongside the other guy because he didn't know it was coming. He didn't know this guy was gonna be on four wheels, fucking chasing. him.
That's
Thought
right.
And pulls right up, and I don't know. They probably shot each other, killed each other. I didn't stick around to see it.
Or maybe he fell on the ground and like the crack
I
rock
can't
broke
believe
in
he
half.
told
and
you
they
that. So
split it.
honestly, you could have been a cop. You look like you could totally be a cop.
I started the story with saying I was driving a 1984
Oh, that's
Plymouth
true.
Reliant with the ceiling dropping down. I could have been undercover, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you were like the Irish Axel Foley.
yeah,
you're-
it wasn't smart.
Well, I hope they're alive today. What else do we got in the news, baby?
They're probably not.
Police in South Carolina are investigating a strange occurrence in, or rather on, a Forest Acre home. According to police, an officer was trailing a vehicle suspicious of a recent drug deal. And when it came upon the car, it was wrecked on the roof of a suburban home. The suspect was gone, and the car contained mass amounts of cocaine, crack, and cash. The homeowner, Steve Taylor, was awakened by a loud bang at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. It was quite alarming to wake up in my front yard and see a car on my roof, as you can imagine, said Taylor. The suspect is still at large in this case.
As it rained coke.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Sweet.
Oh.
How did
Oh, we're in the club. Look out.
Well, I can say this. The guy was on crack.
Yeah, but how did he get up there?
Well, the life of a crack addict's always interesting. Never a dull moment. I've had some family members that have indulged in that
Crack,
drug.
little crack.
Yeah. I actually, one of them tried to rob my grandmother once, and he made the mistake of knowing that he could sneak into her closet. Because she would my grandmother would lock her closet. She knew. We had family members that would try and steal. So she would lock her bedroom door when she was doing her little things, getting ready in the morning. Well, this relative made the bad move of sneaking in her closet, closing the door, and hiding in there, knowing that
She locked it.
Oh no, she found that piece of shit in there. My grandmother beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
She beat him down.
Good.
Beat him down. So he was on crack. Yeah. Well, he learned his goddamn lesson. No. Actually, the next week,
Oh no.
he took the ladder from inside the house to use to climb up to her bedroom window to rob her.
Oh my God.
This is where I come from. Oh God, horrible childhood.
That's hilarious. It's a hilarious story, you poor grandmother.
Anybody else want to weigh in on the crack addict with a fucking car on top of the roof?
How does that happen?
Were they trying to film Dude Where's My Car too?
Yeah. It was upside down.
The Coke and Cash version? Like what? Was there like an embankment that like the car like went off of like
It must
an
have.
movie?
It must have like launched him. But I mean, can you imagine like he's running from the police and he ends up on the roof and he comes out of the car. Like, can you imagine like that feeling?
Yeah, he's lucky to get away.
Yeah,
I
I
like
can't
where
believe-
Mikey went with it. It's just like the Coke raining down. It's just like, oh yeah, we got a car sticking through the roof, and somebody's like, making Folgers and some breakfast. And yeah, this coffee.
You get a car.
This is
You
the
want a
best
car.
coffee I've
You
ever
get a
had.
car.
Oh my
You
God!
get a
I can't
car.
believe there's a car.
There was no crash, officers.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
I love crack. And I also love hanging out with my peeps here doing a podcast.
Yeah, man.
I always enjoy doing it. It's
So good.
almost as good as crack. Well, I've never done crack, but I've done a podcast.
Of course
That's pretty
not.
Good. Wrap it up, intro.
I'm Bethany. That's the news. And I'm not the town whore.
Smoke a little weed.
No, don't call him out.
All right. All right. Hey, guys, ladies, mostly guys. Who am I kidding? We want to thank you for listening, because the only way we can keep this going is if you listen and you tell a friend. So keep listening, peeps, and we'll see you next fucking podcast. Thanks for listening.
Kanye, it's Fox, man. I'm just saying. I was talking to the girls, and we don't put enough emphasis on body. She said she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita, but definitely set this party alright.